Welcome to another edition of Turf Talk. Ed DeRosa alongside Vance. Vance, I'm back from Vegas.
Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Well, wonderful.
Thank you. Yes, I appreciate that.
What kind of games did you play while you were out there?
I'm a poker man.
Right.
Racing, of course, but I do that every day. And I like to shoot a little dice, so here and there.
Craps is a good game. My favorite is blackjack. Basic strategy. They only take out about 3%.
Right.
But it all depends, of course, on who's playing first base and third base on the table.
You want someone to know what they're doing.
Yes, and unfortunately, they usually don't know what they're doing.
All right. Well, this isn't Felt Talk. It's Turf Talk. So we better switch over to racing. I thought you had an interesting blog this past week looking at the races that mattered in the Horse of the Year, or ultimately who was decided as Horse of the Year. And we might have a really early preview of the Horse of the Year in the San Antonio next week. Shared Belief and California Chrome, the defending Horse of the Year. I'm curious to what you think a race that early in the season might have an impact on championship.
Well, it's definitely the most anticipated February race that I can remember in recent years. You have the two main three-year-old protagonists from last year. We thought we were going to get a championship deciding event between the two in the Breeders' Cup Classic. This is kind of a do-over or a mulligan or a
right.
remix.
Yeah, whatever. Calling it the rematch.
The rematch.
I think you need to have a winner to have a rematch. Yeah. Like, to me, neither of them won.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
I mean, I get it. It's going to be on TV, but...
Yeah. To get to your question, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference for Horse of the Year one way or the other. It's just too early in the season. However, I think whoever does win might have some an edge the farther in the season we go, only because there's a chance California Chrome could go to the turf and run on some races there. These two might not meet up again for quite a while, potentially.
If at all.
If at all,
yeah,
yes.
So at first I saw they were facing each other and I thought, wow, that's really ambitious. But really, if you're going to do it, why not this time of year? Because if the loser runs the table, it's not going to matter. And, you get to see where you are relative to each other. Maybe they run against each other again in Pacific Classic or the Gold Cup or obviously the Breeders' Cup. Maybe they don't. So let's get them in the gate while the iron's hot. I mean, I still think 6 years later, Rachel Alexandra and Zenyatta, a huge missed situation.
Absolutely.
Not that either of these horses are at that level. Even Chrome, I don't think, would compare to the fame that those fillies and mares had. But still, this is what you want to see. This is,
This is what horse racing really needs to draw national attention, especially outside of the Triple Crown events. And thankfully, it will be on national television along with the Don Handicap and the Robert B. Lewis also on that day. So it should be a great, fantastic day of racing.
And on twinspires, of course. You could watch it there if you're not in front of Fox Sports 1. But we'll be back next week to talk about show betting, I think is going to be the topic. So I know you don't like to be stumped, so now you have a week to prepare.
I love show parlays.
Yeah, well, the biggest show parlay in the game is the twinspires with our $1 Million Showdown. In the meantime, you'll be thinking about that and the showdown between Shared Belief and California Chrome.